Hello, welcome to Rhode Island Farm Watch, a monthly show about agriculture in the state of Rhode Island. This month we're covering the Apple Harvest Kickoff event. We'll be visiting 4 orchards throughout the state of Rhode Island and be assessing the damage that was done by the hurricane and also just talking about the apple industry in general. So let's see what's going on in the apple industry in the state of Rhode Island. Hi, who are you?
Carrie Stenovich, President of Rhode Island Fruit Growers.
And what's going on here today?
Today we are at Pippin Orchards because we are celebrating New England Apple Harvest Kickoff Month. So,
Have we ever done that before?
we have not. This is our first year participating in it, and we've been asked to join in with Massachusetts, who's done it a couple of years, and Connecticut.
Did the storm affect the apple farmers at all?
It did. Some had substantial damage, but there's still plenty of apples out there for picking, and it's going to be a great season.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so welcome everyone, and thank you to Joe for letting us come to Pippin Orchards. This is an exciting day because not only is it Apple Harvest Kickoff Day in New England, but we also have a proclamation, right?
Great, yes. Good, I'll read it. I'm Janet Coit, the DEM Director, and I have a proclamation that the Governor signed earlier today. Whereas apples have been an integral part of Rhode Island's agriculture since the 1600s, whereas the first North American variety, yellow sweeting, was developed by William Blackstone in Cumberland, Rhode Island, whereas the apple harvest has been supporting Rhode Island's economy since the early part of the 20th century, whereas apples are the second most valuable fruit grown throughout the United States and ranked in the top 5 crop products in Rhode Island, whereas the Rhode Island greening apple, developed in 1796, has been the Rhode Island state fruit since 1991, whereas apples represent good nutrition and are part of a diet free from fat, cholesterol, and sodium, and an excellent source of fiber and natural antioxidants, and whereas the apple industry is part of the diversification strategy practiced by many of Rhode Island's full-time farmers and provides supplemental income for a number of part-time farmers and employment for many of our state citizens. Whereas the September apple harvest marks the beginning of this season, when all producing orchards in the state open their stands and orchards for farm activities such as Pick Your Own, and whereas many orchards throughout the state have become agricultural educators to schools and groups, providing an on-the-farm experience with guided tours and pertinent information about apple production. Now, therefore, I, Lincoln Chafee, and I'm reading it on his behalf, Governor of the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, do hereby proclaim September 2011 Apple Harvest Month in the state of Rhode Island and encourage all state residents to recognize the importance of this month. So that's the proclamation, and we're here to celebrate Apple Harvest Month, and today is Happy Apple Day. And especially in the aftermath of the storm that did damage at this farm and other farms across the state, I think we're especially eager to get people out picking and buying apples and helping our local farms and getting healthy along the way.
And we are also joined with Kimberly from Kid First. If you want to say a little bit about what Kid First is and.
Okay. Well, Kids First is very proud to administer the Rhode Island Farm to School program, and we've worked with Pippin Orchard and Joe for, 8 or 9 years now to try and get Pippin Orchard fruit, along with other Rhode Island grown fruit, into the school meals program in schools in Rhode Island. And Joe was just telling me that he's shipping peaches to a Rhode Island distributor in order for kids in schools all over Rhode Island to get peaches in their lunch this week. So we're excited. And then once we're done with peaches, the apples will start, and the apples will go from October through January.
And also Joe, and he's with Pippin Orchards, and you recently have taken over the orchard.
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about that, what it means to kind of continue on the family tradition, legacy?
Just keep on doing what we've been doing for years, same way, growing apples. It's just now we're, helping out with the schools, and the schools would, be carrying our apples and peaches, for the kids, which is always a good thing, especially when the kids at schools eat them and then they come in here and they say, oh, we had your apples or your peaches. It's great when they come in and see where they actually come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have Heather Fobert from URI, who's such a great help to all of the orchards and farms in the state. So,
Oh, well, thank you, Carrie. Yeah, I just try and help the apple growers with pest problems that they'll have in their orchards, mainly diseases and insects and weed problems, and just try and help them grow the fantastic crop that they do grow. So it's very good, very nice.
and last but not least, never forgotten, is Ken Ayers, who is a wonderful support that we have in the agricultural in our state. So.
Well, we're happy to support an industry which has its origins in the beginning of the state and has continued henceforth through then. It's a part of the local economy that's growing. People want to know where their food comes from. The 24 orchards in the state represent that, as well as the other 1,200 farms in Rhode Island. So DEM thinks it's really important to support this industry, to make it a permanent and viable part of the state's economy. And we're looking forward to a lot of great things in the future in terms of agriculture.
And then we also, the Rhode Island Fruit Growers, has put together a farm scavenger hunt. You're more than welcome to join us for the day as we continue on to some of the farms. But what it is it takes you to 24 different orchards around the state. And when you get there, you match the picture clue to the farm, and each farmer then has a signature sticker. This is a great way for you to explore the state and visit 24 of the orchards throughout it.
Let me add one thing, just that this morning I had a delicious local peach and sent my kids off to school with a local apple. And one of the things that I think Kids First and the DEM would like to do is see more schools and state agencies buy local produce. So I hope everyone as individuals does that, but we're also making a conscious effort and following on the footsteps of a lot of what's been done to make sure that school departments and state agencies buy local produce, because it's healthy, it's nearby, it's delicious, and we're helping out our local agricultural economy. So can't wait to buy some apples and peaches. Thanks. These are big. Are big and ready to go. Into one can?
Yes, to swallow first. Good.
And that's our show for this month. We'll see you next month on Farm Watch.